Hi there, this is Jeremy Burrell, owner of Fiddlehead Casket Company, and this is how to put together the Fiddlehead Casket Kit. We recorded this November 22nd, 2023 in Halifax, Nova Scotia as part of the launch for a company called Epilogue, who will be carrying the Fiddlehead Casket Kit. And actually this one is the bookcase model, which will end up in their office. So the bundle you see on the table is exactly how it comes shipped to your door, minus the cardboard box that we left out for the demonstration. So that envelope there is the instructions, where you'll find lots of detail, written instructions along with photos. It takes about 30 minutes to put together. I think today we're going to probably run about 10 minutes, and you'll see there was a few times where there were some questions from the audience, so we had to take a break. But 30 minutes is about right based on customer feedback for people that haven't built it a few times and are kind of going back and forth with the instructions and trying to get everything figured out. If you're looking to order one of these, the spot to go is casketkit.com. Everything is there on the site. Dimensions, weights, price, shipping fees, all that kind of stuff. We're able to ship anywhere in North America. So here I'm taking off the plastic that we use. It has a couple different purposes. One is to bundle all the parts together so they're not shifting around during shipping and getting parts banging into each other and things. And the second purpose is to keep the moisture in the wood there, and to keep moisture in the environment from getting in, or having the wood lose the moisture it has. So if you need to store this kit for potentially years, it should be totally fine to do so, because we're keeping that moisture exchange basically to a bare minimum, which is when wood tends to do funny things when there's uneven moisture exchange. So this is one of the parts for a top panel. These come in 2 parts each. So we're going to be joining, or putting some pegs, dowels into the edge of one of the panels, joining another one to it, and that assembly will form half of the top. And then set that guy aside. So obviously a question here from the audience. There was about 50 people, I'd say, that came out to the event that day. It was a cool day in November in Nova Scotia. I think we were below freezing a little bit, which is why everyone's bundled up with jackets and things, but we had a good crowd. So here's the second top panel coming together. Same thing, there's a couple of pegs that go in on the edge. You tap them together and then set it aside. So the mallet actually comes in the package. You don't need any of your own tools, clamps, glue, anything like that. Everything that you need to put this together is in the box. So those few pieces I'm gathering up are pieces that are used when the casket is in use to distribute the weight. We'll set them aside for the moment, along with the end panels, the smaller panels you see. So I'm going to attach a bottom panel into a groove in the side panel. So the side panels are the long ones with the handles attached on the outside. The bottom panel goes in the groove. There's some pegs that are driven in from the bottom. These are matched, so you'll find either an A or a B on the bottom panel with a matching A or B on the side panel that it goes with. And usually there's also a mark that says in for the inside face of the bottom panel. In this case, where it's a bookcase, I usually use a piece of tape because I don't want to have a big pencil mark on the inside, because that when it's used and stood up as a bookcase, that becomes the back, so we don't want a bunch of pencil scribbles on the inside of the back for a bookcase. Alright, you grab that assembly and set it aside somewhere. So it's not too heavy. It would be easier if you had a helper, a second set of hands, but one person can definitely handle it. So next I'll be doing the exact same thing, attaching a side to a bottom panel. And then to keep things level, I'm actually going to grab 2 of the weight distribution pieces and tuck them under the side panel, because it won't sit flat on the table because of where the handle is attached. But if you stick 2 of the weight distribution pieces underneath, it'll sit more flat, a little easier to work with. So there's the bottom panel going into the groove. There, I've tucked the pieces under there. And then again, putting the pegs in from the bottom. You might notice in this angle that for this demonstration we used longer pegs because we're going to take it apart after the demonstration was finished. They're longer and they also have green tape sticking on the ends of them. When you have the real kit, not the one that I've made for this demo, the pegs are shorter and they do not stick out. Now off to the side where you can't see at the moment, I'm going to be attaching one of the end panels, but I'll do the same on the other end so you'll be able to see it. So you put it in place and put some pegs in the corner where there's kind of fingers that interlock. Fit them together and then put the pegs in. If you can, like here today, the end is hanging off the table. You can do it from both directions. If you're have it on the floor or other flat surface and you can't get at both directions to put the pegs in, that's fine. You can do that at a later step, which is what the instructions detail. Alright, so now I'm moving on to the other end panel. The end panels are interchangeable, so it doesn't matter which one that you grab first. So they fit together at the corners, and here where it's hanging off of the table that we're working on, I'm able to put the pegs in from both directions on the corners. Sometimes you get lucky. So again, here would be easier if you had a helper, but the pieces aren't too heavy, so you might be able to wrangle it on your own. And we're taking that assembly from the first part of the video with the side and the bottom already attached, and then the bottom is sliding in the grooves in the end panels. And the whole thing comes together, and we'll put pegs in the corners. Some of the questions that came up that day were around shipping. Where can you ship to? We've shipped across North America, and so far the farthest has been Whitehorse in the Yukon Territory. and we're on the east coast of Canada in Fredericton, New Brunswick. So that's a long way across the country for us. So I'm getting the final pegs into this corner, and where they go in from both directions, it locks the corners together securely. Now, because for this demonstration we're taking it apart again afterwards, and we have those longer pegs that are sticking out, I had these pieces from the shop that had to get stuck underneath to keep it up off the table. When you have the real kit with the pegs that are pounded in all the way, they don't stick out in the bottom, so you can set it flat on whatever surface that you're working on. So now I'm grabbing the top panels, and they slide in grooves from either end. And where they join in the middle, there's another couple of pegs that go in, keep everything lined up. And then when you're fully ready to close the casket, there's pegs that come down. In this view, they would come down from the top and lock those panels in place so they're not able to slide out anymore. But that's very much a one-way street, so only do that when you need to. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching the video today. If you have any questions, you can find us on social media at Fiddlehead Caskets on Instagram and Facebook at the moment. You can shoot me an email if you have any questions, jeremy@fiddleheadcaskets.com. And if you're interested in ordering one, you can go ahead and take a look at casketkit.com. Thank you.